All over the world, at least 1 in every 3 women has been beaten, coerced into having sex, or otherwise abused in her lifetime. Roughly 1.3 million women and 800,000 men are physically abused by their intimate partner every year in the United States. Domestic violence is an emotional, physical, or sexual abuse used by a person in order to control their partner. There are many different forms of domestic violence can take on, such as threats, name-calling, isolation, withholding money, actual or threats of physical harm, and physical or sexual assault. Most of domestic violence is committed to women by their male partners. I am now going to show you a chart of the different types of physical and emotional abuse by men to women. Physical abuse are things such as twisting arms, tripping, biting, beating, throwing down, using a weapon against her, grabbing, kicking, punching, pulling hair, choking, slapping, pushing, shoving, and hitting. Power and control. Things that men do to women to keep them controlled. They can put them into isolation, which is controlling what she does, who she sees and talks to, and where she goes. Emotional abuse, putting her down or making her feel bad about herself. Economic abuse, trying to keep her from getting or keeping a job, asking for money. Sexual abuse, making her do sexual things against her will, physically attacking the sexual parts of her body. Another thing men can do is using their children, making her feel guilty about the children and using the children to give messages. Threats, making and or carrying out threats to do something to hurt her emotionally, threatening to take the children. Using male privileges, treating her like a servant, making all the big decisions. And intimidation, putting her in fear by using her looks, actions, gestures, or destroying her things. I am now going to explain the steps you need to take to get out of a domestically violent situation. Many people are in relationships that they are physically or emotionally abused. Most of these people are too scared to get out of them because they're in fear that they themselves, their family, or their children will be injured. The first step to getting out of a domestically violent situation is to get a protection order. You can either make this order by yourself, or you can call a domestic violence advocate or a domestic violence program, and they will assist you in the different things that you need in your plan. If you write the plan, you need to put it in a place where you can hide that your partner will not find it, because if they do, bad things can happen. Protection plans should be made out for many different situations, such as physical abuse. If you're staying with somebody, going to be staying with somebody who physically abuses you, or protecting you when you get out of the relationship. The following things should be included in your protection plan. Important phone numbers such as the police, someone to call, shelters, and anyone that you might need to talk to, like your mother or your father. A list of people that if they hear, such as your neighbors, that if they hear suspicious noises coming from your house, that they will call the police. Where you can stay if you decide to leave, like shelters or a family member's house or somewhere like that. A good plan for a good exit plan onto like where's the safest location you can get out of, such as a window, door, ladder, whatnot. Where to keep your purse, your car keys, and some change if you need to leave. Get a call. Explain to your children how to call if there is an emergency. Figure out a code with your family, friends, or children that if something goes wrong, that they need to call the police or come help. If you and your partner are getting in an argument, you need to write down safe locations that you can, or not safe locations, but locations you can push the argument into, that where things cannot be used against you. Kitchens, bathrooms, garages are bad places because they can find things to physically harm you. After figuring these few items out, taking a while to get everything figured out, you are now ready to leave. If you have children, it's very important to take these children with you, because if they are in your physical custody, it is much easier to get a legal custody of your children. When you leave, you should also try to make sure that you bring the following things that might be hard to get in the future: an order of protection, custody orders, paternity documents, identification such as your driver's license, your credit cards, debit cards such as this one, your checkbook, your saving account password, all your PIN numbers, keys to your house, your car, and your office, because you don't want the person to be able to find you and get it to you. Your health insurance or your Medicaid cards, your passport if you have one, lease agreements or your house deed, your mortgage payment book, insurance papers, address book, pictures or injuries, things that are sentimental to you. And if you're taking your children along, you will need to bring toys for them to play with and things that are their security blankets. Anything that you might need to give to the police, such as pictures of injuries or protection orders or anything of that sort. I'm now going to explain to you exactly what the police can do for you. What the police can do is do for you completely depends on what you do what kind of information you give them or someone else gives them. The more information you can give them, the more they can help you out. Officers should talk to you privately without your abuser in your eyesight or in your hearing area, so that you will feel comfortable to talk to them. They will be looking for information such as evidence of harm or injury to you or your children, damage to personal property, furniture, walls, windows, signs of a break-in, threatening messages on your answering machines, or threatening letters. It is very important that you know how to protect yourself after you leave. An order of protection cannot guarantee your safety, but it can help several ways, like police will take your calls more seriously. The abuser can be put in jail if he violates the order. If the abuser has had a order of protection before or has done physical abuse before, they will be charged with a criminal contempt in the first degree, which is a felony, which is very good, because then they will be put in jail for an extended period of time so that you can gather everything that you need to stay safe, and that when you go to court you have everything that you need to make them stay in jail. If you have left home, the order can make it easier for you to get the police to help you go collect your personal belongings if you had to leave in a very rapid fashion because you were being abused or your children were being abused or you were very scared. It can also help protect you at work. This is a example of what a protection order looks like. It's got the people's names at the top, and then it explains what it went on. If you need assistance when you leave, the social services will help you as much as they can, like giving you housing, giving you money. If you don't have Medicaid and you don't have your insurance cards, they will assist you in getting Medicaid. They will help you find somewhere to live with your children. They will provide transportation for your children to and from school while you're in the emergency plan area of it. This is all if you are eligible for this kind of stuff. They will pay for storing your personal belongings, and they will pay for basic household things that you will need, such as electrical and that, until you get on your feet. In conclusion, women leave abusive relationships every single day. Women have a lot of resources to help them get out of these relationships, though it might be hard for you to leave because you're